Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to Paris Booth, your YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been tuning in and you're subscribed, God bless you, thank you. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It's another Friday where we drop a video and we talk matters skin, matters family, matters relationship, matters life, matters everything. And so I did a video and I shared my experience of migrating to Canada and my reasons why. And I promised that I would do a follow-up video telling you the other side of Canada. You know, after now you've packed your bag, you've gotten your visas and you're here, then what? What happened? Is it all bed of roses? Maybe not. That's what we'll be discussing today. So stay tuned, have a cup of coffee, whatever you drink, and let's have this discussion. So guys, today I'll be talking to you driving aloud in my neighborhood and stuff. And we will be, like I said, discussing why is it when some people go abroad, it doesn't have to be just Canada. Some people, but this time we're discussing Canada. Why do people regret? Why do they feel like they made a mistake? Why do they feel like things are not working the way they thought they will? Well, let me tell you my experience. Why I felt first like I made a mistake was because sometimes it's really hard, and I mean really hard, to get your dream job. I mean, when you leave your country, you've gone through this immigration rules, regulation, you get to the website, like I gave you the website to go to, you filled your paperwork, you done all that. But then again, when you get here now, the same job that you led in their website that, you know, they need people to hire and all that, you could come here and find out that actually there's no jobs. There is no job in the career you are looking to, you know, to work in. So guys, then why would you come and then you are told, or like that, you can't find the job that you are told will be available for you? Simple. Normally when you get here, they said you must have Canadian experience. And now you're like, what? Canadian experience? How am I supposed to have Canadian experience if I have not worked at all in Canada? How is that supposed to happen? So now you start getting frustrated. Now, the next thing they tell you, well, you want to have Canadian experience? Guess what you have to do? You need to volunteer. Volunteer is a good thing. So now you have to look, see, you want to volunteer. You want to actually work for free. Can you imagine? You want to work for free, but nobody is giving you even that. Nobody is giving you an opportunity to work for free. Even getting somewhere to volunteer, it becomes hard. Now you're even more frustrated because now you're like, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? Nobody's hiring me. Nobody even giving me an opportunity to actually volunteer. What do I do? This is why people get so frustrated. That is lesson number one for me. It was the lesson. So, as I said, my people, you must be willing to be happy working for free. And I mean, maybe between 3 to 6, but sometimes even a whole year. I mean it, you guys. And here's the funny thing. Before you can even work for free, get this volunteer job, you must get good conduct. I think in Africa, most people call it good conduct certificate. Here, it's police check or background check. So there has to be a background check. Even if you're volunteering in church, it doesn't matter where. You can just go there and walk in and say, from today I want to be cleaning your church, from, you know, and even doing your yard and everything for free. They'll be like, that's very good, but we need to do police check on you, your background check on you, and when all that is checked in, then we will get back to you. Sometimes they might even see, now after that, they might even say you will have to go through a training, sort of training for like a day or two or whatever, before we can say, now we can give you volunteer job. Now guys, I've stopped driving. Now I'm walking, taking a walk. Listen, now you've gotten your dream work because of course you volunteered, maybe for 3 months, maybe if you're lucky, you know, 6 months, some 1 year, and finally somebody is willing to give you reference to now go and use it in your resume to look for a job, and finally you ride on your dream job. Yeah, you have Canadian experience and you have your job. And now you're told, here we pay you either every 2 weeks or we pay you monthly, depending with the company you're working for. And you are so excited, and perhaps you're told your salary per year will be 50,000 Canadian dollars, 70,000 Canadian dollars, 100,000 Canadian dollars, and you're so excited. You're like, yay, just what I thought I came here for. Until you receive that paycheck, guys. And then when that paycheck comes, you look at the taxes and you go, oh my God, what just happened? You look at your paycheck and you see what? Federal taxes. Okay. Provincial taxes. Okay. Pension taxes. Okay. Healthcare. All this, all this, all this, all that, all that, all that taxes. And you're like, oh my goodness, where is my 50,000 a year? Where's my 7,000 a year? Because most people, believe it or not, will be paying between 30% to even 45% taxes off your paycheck. So if you were told you'll be taking home 50,000 a year, you are perhaps after taxes taking home 35,000, between 35 and maybe 37, I don't know, a year. If you were told it will be 100K, you're now taking maybe 70,000 home, and you're like, oh my goodness, I thought this would be it. You start now doing calculation and you're like, oh my God, am I going to afford to live the kind of house I wanted? You know, and all that and all that. And all of a sudden, your dreams start looking a little bit, you know, before it was feeling. Then we have some other indirect taxes. Now you ask, what do you mean indirect taxes? For example, when you go out to eat, we all know it's good manners to tip if you can. But here, you actually have to tip, depending with where you eat, it's between 10 to 15%. That's what you're supposed to tip. And so that one also dip into your paycheck because, hey, let's face it, maybe you've gone to church and after church you want to take your family out for lunch or dinner. And now you've gone, you spend about what? Maybe $100, some even $200, depending with where did you go to eat. 10% to 15% of that you should give as tip. Now, do you see how these taxes and these, you know, little things keep on taking into your salary? That is why some people get so frustrated and they feel like, oh my goodness. Now, there's another reality that hit me hard was the weather in Canada. I mean, especially winter, man, depending with where you live, it can snow and snow and snow. Now, imagine, for example, you've come from Kenya or in East Africa, where we actually drive on the left, yeah? And then you come here and you find everybody is driving on the right, and it's snowing, and you're not used to driving in that kind of weather condition. I used to get throbbing headache, and I seriously mean throbbing headache. I'll be driving stiff like this because I don't want to let go the, you know, it was weird. It took me, to be quite honest, it took me about 2 to 3 years to be actually confident enough to drive during winter and to not have throb. Another thing with winter is you have to know how to dress light, because when you're new here, you think you have to layer up. You put so many layers so that you keep warm. And then when you put so many layers, now you are uncomfortable, you feel heavy, and all you needed to do is buy the light boots, buy the light jacket, and you don't have to layer so many layers. But it took me, again, like I said, a while before I understood that I have to pay a little bit more money to get the light attires as opposed to wearing 3 sweaters. Also, when you're choosing where you're going to live, it's very important because you find some area they have no good public transport or transit. Now, even if you don't want to drive, you find yourself being forced to drive. Remember I said I was struggling driving during winter weathers, but I had to drive because where I lived, it was important that I drive. Some areas, so it's very important when you're choosing where you're going to settle down. Make sure that if you don't have a car, you then, you are settling where you can catch buses, you can catch, trams, you can catch train. Very important that you do your research well. Now, finally, you've gotten your job, you've gotten your car, you've chosen where to live, and after renting maybe for a while, now you are like, I'm ready to settle down and I want to buy a home. Let me tell you, homes in Canada are expensive. I mean, I've lived in US before, I've lived in UK, and I have lived in Kenya, and I'll tell you this for a fact. Homes in Canada are, Canada is expensive when it comes to buying home. So you need to be prepared for that, because when you start comparing, like, oh my God, I'm getting this little house for this much. If this was this country, I would have gotten this bigger of a house. You'll never purchase a home. So put that in mind, that when you come here, if you are going to plan to purchase a home in future, do know this: down payment for a house will be very high, and also homes are more expensive than where you're coming. So my people, I hope I have sort of just shared my experience. Because remember, these are my experiences, nobody else's. Somebody else's experience could be different, yeah? But this is what I realized. So it took me a while before I could purchase a home, because we had to work hard to get the money for down payment, and then choose the right location. You have to consider the school your kids will go to, what kind of school do you want them to go to, all these things before you buy a home. And all these affect the area, and of course the kaching that you're going to pay for the kind of home you want. Just like in any other country, it's the same. The area code will affect your pocket, depending with, hey, do you want to live in budget areas where, the area code that, wow, that is nice, or are you going to be settling in rural areas whereby it's a little bit far from the city, but their prices are a little bit down? Those are the things that you think through before you purchase a home. So guys, to recap on what we talked about, just know this: always before you pack your bag, remember this thing. You have to remember that the harsh weather in Canada, bear in mind, can I cope with it? Can I not cope with it? The high taxes, is it okay with me or not okay with me? The salaries that, are paid bi-weekly or monthly, the tipping of 10%, 15%. Sometimes I didn't even talk about this, even though healthcare is free. Sometimes you find that to find a doctor, it's also hard, because some of them, they'll say they're not taking new patients. There is that to consider. The schools that you want your kids to go to, that you might have to volunteer for 3 to 6 months to a year before you can get Canadian experience, not unless you are the lucky one who come with a job. So these are the few things that you need to consider before you come here. And then if you feel, hey, what's that? I'm okay with all that, this can't. I love you, my people. I love you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like it, share it, comment on it, and tell me what you want me to talk about next time about Canada. I am happy to share, because I share from my heart, and it's my experience, my truth experience, not looking at other people's life, what I've experienced living here in Canada. Subscribe, share, like. Till next time, God bless you, God keep you, and remember, your health is your wealth.